All right, hello YouTube. Yeah, so a whole lot of mundane stuff has happened since popping in to get the hardware to put my shelf back on the wall. The good news is my shelf's back on the wall, so mission accomplished there. Minor detail on that. The little I forget exactly what they're called. I sometimes call them wall dogs, but I know it's a brand name. But the little things, the little anchors that I used, because the holes where the screws were stripped out a little bit when the shelf fell out, and I had to make the shelves a little bit bigger and then put the anchors in them. It's caused the shelf to be just a little bit higher than it was. You know, the centers of the holes were higher. That's how it came out. I don't know. It seems like they'd be in the same place, but anyway, they're a little higher, and it's not much. You know, maybe 1/8 of an inch, but whatever it is, it's enough that the CDs that fit nicely between on the top of the unit, you know, underneath the unit above it, they fit snugger than I would like. So, like one thing I noticed that doesn't fit that I'm pretty sure fit before was a jewel box with a slip case with a protective sleeve, plastic sleeve on it. That fit, and now it's just barely thick enough it doesn't fit there. So, anyway, that's a little frustrating, but there's not much I can really do about it. I mean, I'm lucky I damaged the wall so much underneath it. I'm lucky I've got it back up and it's sturdy. So yeah, I got the wall anchors. I got the plastic ones instead of getting the metal ones. And I should know that those work really good in sheetrock, not so well in old plaster walls. A lot of places it was built in the early 50s, so it's plaster on wooden slats. And I didn't pre-drill it, so probably, you know, if there was wooden slats that was hitting it, they didn't go in. And anyway, they kind of got most of the way in, and then the tips of them snapped off. But they're in solid enough that I've got the screws anchored into them, and it seems really sturdy. So anyway, yay! I rambled on for 2 minutes about my shelf, and I'm sure nobody gives a shit. But anyway, that was a big deal. It was. I was pretty devastated when I got home and found all those CDs on the ground and the shelf kind of buried in the top of the blizzard enclosure. So it was, and of course, like as cluttered as my place is right now, it's like, oh my god! So I can pick these CDs up, but where the hell do I even put them in the interim? So it felt really good to get them up off the floor and back on the shelf they go. So I do have them separated. Like the two shelves that went down, I have a pretty complicated way of organizing my CDs. I mean, granted, the bulk of it is alphabetical order by artist, and then each artist discography arranged chronologically by release date. But I do have some sections that are done differently, and that whole area where those shelves are that came down is a big chunk that is not my A to Z. And the two shelves that came down, one of them is all local music, which includes local music compilations, locally produced compilations of local music. The Phoenix area in Arizona is got a big enough music scene that's actually a thing. Got several that were made by Zia Records, at least one that was made by Last Exit Lounge, some other ones like commemorating like past local music events. I know I have one that's like the P.F. Chang's, I forget what year it is, but it's bands that were at the P.F. Chang's Rock and Roll Marathon. So it's anyway, that's a section that means a lot to me, and always been a proponent of the local music scene here in Phoenix and Arizona in general. So I like having those CDs out. Even artists that people who aren't Phoenix don't think of as Phoenix artists are in there, including Alice Cooper, Jimmy Eat World, and Beats the Hell Out of Me, Gin Blossoms, especially Jimmy Eat World and Gin Blossoms. Those are both bands that I saw play locally in bars here in the Valley long before they were ever nationally signed to popular bands. Beats the Hell Out of Me was nationally distributed before I really knew who Michael Pasturi was, but whatever, it still belongs there. Anyway, so yeah, I got that section back up. Those were all really meticulously organized. Like, I had all my local compilations together, which were kind of, I don't know, I'm always rethinking how to organize those. Like the logical thing would be alphabetical by title, but that doesn't really yield something I'm happy with, because I tend to not remember the titles of them anyway. So I have them kind of ordered by what they represent. So like all the Zia ones are next to each other. I always start my local music section. Like, it starts with the artists that are A to Z, and then followed by compilations, but in front of the A to Z, I always put my Wallace and Ladmo compilation, because, I don't know, to me, there's nothing more local to Phoenix than Wallace and Ladmo. That was what I grew up with as a kid, so that CD is like, scale of 1 to 10 nostalgia, it's about a 15 for me, so that's the first local CD, and then it all kind of follows from there. But, I just have them on the shelf now. They're not at all organized. I did try to get, as I was putting them back from the piles, I did try to make sure that all the CDs I had from a given band are next to each other, and always keep the Refreshments and Roger Klein and the Peacemakers. I always keep them like together. It's my little Roger Klein section. I keep those together. Always keep after Gin Blossoms is where I put my Gas Giants CDs, which is in alphabetical order, but I figure that those kind of go together there like that. Anyway, so I got those. I'll have that. That's a section that I haven't got on Discogs yet, so I realize when I start working on that section, I'm going to be taking a lot of pictures and creating a lot of listings, new listings. I'm sure a lot of that stuff is not already cataloged, so yeah, that's going to be a bit of a project. So I guess it's time. I'll catalog those as I get them back in order. Nice Suns billboard. I got the Suns game on the background, by the way. Playoff game. It's number 3 against the LA Clippers. And my night tonight, by the way, I'm on my way to my show at Bullock's. I did go in earlier today and I set up the audio for the game, so that should be running right now. I haven't got any phone calls, so usually in the instance of stuff like that, no news is good news. So I'm going to assume that everything started without a hitch. And right now they've got the sound of that game running through PA. I really want my show to start as soon as that game ends, but yeah, so I always love it when people who aren't into sports, and not that I'm into sports, but I understand the basic how sports works. So it's like, oh, what time does the game end? It ends when it's over. Like, I don't know, it's a playoffs game. The last 5 minutes could be over in 5 minutes, or it could take a half hour. It depends on how many fouls and timeouts and free throws. Yeah, you never really know how. I haven't checked the score, so if it's a blowout, the last couple minutes of the game could go by really quick, as whichever team is leading is just trying to run out the clock, and the other team realizes there ain't shit they can do to bridge the gap. But yeah, I got the broadcast on 98.7 right now, but I haven't been paying enough attention to it to catch the score or even where in the game it is. But it does sound like it's still on, so that's good. I got my setup time down to about 40 minutes, and I've got some of my stuff already out, so I'm thinking I could probably have it all assembled about 30, ready to crank my music in about 30 minutes. Hoping.
Phoenix Suns basketball.
Hang on.
98.7 FM, Arizona's sports station.
Well, a big quarter for the Clippers. They outscore the Suns 34-21 in the third quarter. And let's pause for station identification on the Suns Basketball Network.
KMVP FM.
That's not what I wanted to hear. So yeah, the outcome of this game is going to really determine the vibe and the mood in the bar. And if they don't turn it around in this last quarter, a lot of people will leave early pissed off. And the people that stay in the bar will not be in the best of moods. And there'll probably be a couple of fools come in with LA Clippers jackets on, jerseys on, just to gloat, which is, it's sure they enjoy it, but the general crowd doesn't. I mean, come on, man, you're in Phoenix. It's a Phoenix Suns bar. And it's a dominantly black crowd there, and I'm not trying to stereotype basketball, but I mean, let's face it, that just kind of is what it is.
80-69, the Clippers with the lead, but the Suns with the ball in the fourth quarter underway. Booker with the drive, throws it over to Cam Johnson, and he gets it out to Torrey Craig. Craig at three-point range on the drive, gets inside for a shot, and it's not good. And the rebound comes down.
Yeah, it's not good. Anyway, if the Suns manage to bring it back and win in the fourth quarter, which could happen, 11 points isn't a huge gap. It's not, or should I say, it's not an unobtainable gap. I mean, shit, that's four threes, you know. That could that'll have the vibe really good in the bar. Everybody will just be really up and popping and happy, and that's, you know, my goal as a DJ is just keep that vibe going all night till 2 in the morning. And it's also a karaoke show. I mean, I may have people sing, but this show has been going definitely more in a DJ direction than in a karaoke direction, which I'm completely fine with. I like that. Gosh, I was going to talk about some of the other shows that I have in the works and other stuff going on. I wish I had a bunch of stuff in the works. I really don't. I do have a spot in Mesa that has talked about me hosting. They want somebody for Thursday and Friday, and there's no way I'm walking out of my Thursdays at Bullock's. So I've been meaning to go there and talk to him this week about maybe doing Wednesdays and Fridays. But Thursdays and Fridays, what's Thursdays and Fridays? Maybe doing Wednesdays and Fridays. I did have a personal tragedy in my family, and I don't really feel like talking about it on YouTube yet. But suffice it to say that there's been a great loss in my immediate family this week, and I've been pretty emotionally torn up over it, so I'm certainly not in the right frame of mind to go talk to bar owners about karaoke. I also could talk to a place in North Scottsdale about maybe doing Mondays or Tuesdays, or maybe Mondays and Tuesdays. But yeah, I haven't heard back from them, so I need to make another trip up and talk to them. I did hear back from the owner of Jay's Cocktails, and what had been reduced to every third Friday is now nothing. Skeeter. He, whatever his gig was that was once a month on Friday, he has lost that. Or maybe he's rescheduling it or quit it, who knows. But he's no longer doing that, so that's no longer a time conflict. So he's doing the third Fridays, and I'm out. Part of me wants to go there tomorrow night and see how the show is there without me, but I don't know. I think it's in my best interest to just move forward. Move forward and find other places to be, other stuff to do. So yeah, pretty much the only thing that's really a solid deal right now is Bullock's, but the owner's been very happy with me. He's had me come in twice to set up audio for the so the playoff game can run through the karaoke, the house karaoke sound system. And it's kind of refreshing to get paid for that. Usually I just, hey, here's a drink, thanks for coming in, and I'm actually happy to do that, but he's actually thrown down some cash to make it more worth my while than I expected, so much appreciated. I don't know, I'm thinking maybe I might be able to talk him into having me revamp that whole sound system, because that board is not in really good shape. It's not very well configured, and I mean, I tolerate it. I'm pretty good at working with just whatever I got, and making it sound good. I do feel like the owner, Jim, has got a lot more faith in my abilities from audio video tech standpoint. So that's
and Jay Crowder with the rebound. He was grabbed by man. No whistle there, but he got rid of the basketball.
I heard 3-point. I'm hoping the Suns got a 3-pointer.
Chris Paul hits the 3.
Oh, we did. Yay. Go Suns. Anyway, I'm here. I got to get my ass in there and get set up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for caring. And I'm not sure when I'm going to do the next one. There's really no schedule on these, but I'll be back more on this. Maybe after the show tonight.